Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
hello, hello. Good to see you again. Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy 2023. Okay, it was kind of funny. So I streamed yesterday, and I titled the stream "Happy New Year." And one of the first comments I got was someone was like, "Wow, weird time to be having a New Year's party, but okay." And I was like, well, it's not a New Year's party. It's just our first stream of the year. But
The
welcome.
party never ends over here, man.
That's
it never
right.
Ends. I'm doing our Christmas get together this weekend
Oh.
with my wife's family. So yeah, so Christmas is still going for us too.
Yeah, it is. It's still the holidays. Listen, again, I've said this before. I will die on the hill that the 12 days of Christmas are after Christmas. That's not an opinion. That is fact.
I met up with my uncle before that. Like, he sticks to that too. He's like really diehard. He's like, well, she's right. She's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's still Christmas. My tree is still up. It will go down this weekend, but you know, it's still up. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to a new year of chatting with Doug. I see, holy cow, we are already at a level 3 hype train. Thank you all so much. So let me get to some of these rules so that we can start answering your burning questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Sometimes towards the end of stream, we do have chances to answer highlighted questions, but highlighting a question does not guarantee that we will see it or read it. And also, please save your highlighting for towards the end of stream. We will not be able to scroll up and see it if you highlight it now. You will notice today that we have raised the bit minimum to 100 bits. Yes, that was on purpose. It is because for the past, I feel like couple of months, we've been getting this like frantic. We're like, we have to do it fast. And I feel like if we do 100, then maybe we'll have less questions so we can answer your questions better, more precisely. And then hopefully we'll have more time for highlighted questions so that even people who don't have bits will be able to ask their questions and get it answered by Doug. Please watch the length of your question. The shorter and to the point, the better. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and the more likely it is that I am not going to be able to repeat it to, clarify what is happening. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. That kind of applies to bits as well. I do have a list. We will get to it. Do not worry. We do get behind though, sometimes up to 45 minutes to an hour behind. It is on a list. We will get to it. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and greatest stuff. So, no Puss in Boots spoilers or anything like that. For
no Megan spoilers, please.
Oh, no Glass Onion spoilers. I still haven't seen Glass Onion.
True.
Don't tell
I
me
haven't either.
how Glass Onion ends. We got some memes going on. I see you guys have also found the goal. Appreciate you. We've got a new January goal that I completely forgot to mention. Holy cow, this hype train is wild right now. Almost level 5. What else was I saying? Oh, maybe check to see if someone else hasn't asked your question. We just always hate if you've given bits to have to be like, well, you're the 5th person to ask about Puss in Boots, so here we go. And give you just the table scraps. I like the way you put that, Doug, the table scraps.
Yes.
Other than that, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yes, our goal is if we're at 250 subs on January 18th, since you all seem to like these games so much, we'll do a movie quote guessing game with chat. So you can see if you can beat Doug in guessing which movies or which quotes movies come. What? Yeah. Quotes.
Yeah, maybe newer movies would be tough. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
words are hard.
I'm gonna do pretty well at that.
Yeah, I think you would. I think chat would give you a run for your money, though. I don't know, Doug.
Yeah, that's true.
I am actually using the official Twitch widget for it now. So I know some of you are like, what? It's not moving, because this is the actual official Twitch sub count. Some of you, like if you just resubscribe, it doesn't always count towards another subscription, like you're just renewing it. So we are at 240, but that can change. Keep that in mind. It can change. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Were you able to watch Glass Onion this week? And if so, what are your thoughts? My family and I all loved it, but the one thing we kept making jokes about was Daniel Craig's fake Southern accent.
I think that's kind of intentional, though. I think it's supposed to be very Foghorn Leghorn. With that said, no, I have not seen it. I'm gonna see it next week. I got some time off next week. I'm gonna watch a whole bunch of movies and shows. So yeah, I'll see it then.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. In my opinion, the most sinister scene in Fargo is when Jerry is practicing what he'll say to Wade, since it really hits home how heartless Jerry is.
Yeah. It's also kind of funny too. I mean, that's what I love about that movie. It's both like kind of funny and just really uncomfortable. Yeah, no, I love that movie.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and excuse me. Doug, you mentioned you had purple stuff in your fridge, but I didn't see it. Where is it hiding?
It expired, so it's white now.
Oh, great. Amazing. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the latest episode of Doom Patrol Season 4?
I don't think I saw... Did that come out today?
I don't know. I'm not up to date. I need to get up to date, and I am not.
If it's one that dropped today, I didn't see that. If it's one that came out last week, I like that one. I thought that one was pretty good. Doom Patrol's been, I don't want to say miss. It hasn't been like hit and miss, but it's been like hit and a little slow, a little dull. But that last one I thought was pretty good.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug, the Ant Bully, and Heather. How are you delightful people doing?
Not bad, thank you.
It's bad. Oh, Adam Grunther is specifying they mean last week. It comes out on Thursdays.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I thought it was good. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I didn't check HBO Max today. Shit, maybe it came out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was your favorite villain from Puss in Boots 2?
The funniest is Jack Horner, the John Mulaney character. He was so funny. But like, actually, my favorite is goddamn the Reaper in that was legit like pretty creepy and really intimidating.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, and it's just this wolf. If you saw him, it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, they give him kind of these creepy red eyes, but it's nothing that bad. But the way they shoot him and the way he follows him, and he'll kind of whistle when he's close, and he can kind of appear anywhere and in the background, the foreground. I mean, it's like, it's really kind of creepy.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What movie started out great, but then got terrible?
I feel like that happens a lot. And now, of course, I'm blanking on them.
I know, I feel that same way. I feel like I often see a movie and I'm like, oh, what a great idea, but poor execution, or like...
Yeah, and now I'm blanking on them. All right, so this wasn't terrible, but it fooled me because I thought, oh my god, this was going to be great. I had to see Robots for the first time for Disney December, the old Blue Sky animated film. And the first, like, 20 minutes or so I thought was really solid and really funny and really clever. And it just kind of turns into every anime film you ever saw. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just like, oh man, I really thought this was going to be like really thinking outside the box, pun intended, I guess. And yeah, it didn't quite. It just became like every other movie.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, which would you say is better? Puss in Boots: The Last Wish or Shrek 2?
You know, I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, shit, because I love Shrek 2. That's like one of my favorite comedies. I don't know. It's almost apples and oranges because Shrek 2 really does focus more on the laughs than like the sentimental stuff. Where Puss in Boots, and they both movies have both, but Puss in Boots 2, I felt like really hit the sentimental stuff and like the intense stuff. They focused a little bit more on that than the laughs. But they both had laughs and sentimental moments. So I don't know. I gotta think about it. I gotta let it sit for a little bit. Again, I was just so surprised how good it was.
That is fascinating to me because it was not on my radar of things to see.
I was a little curious, but like Puss in Boots 2, like something about the second parts in the Shrek movies for some reason are like always spectacular.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the Oh, I just read that. Sorry. I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Fun facts. Chris Meledandri, who is producing the Mario movie, executive produced Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Also, one of the writers for The Last Wish wrote Snow Dogs.
I saw that. Yeah, I was looking at... it's the first movie in a while where after I saw it, I'm like, who made this? I looked at the director and the writer and stuff like that. And it's a hit or miss, crew. But again... I don't know. It's hard to always say it's the crew because studio producers, everything do get involved and stuff like that. But yeah, it was interesting. Hopefully, it's a good sign for the Mario movie.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. You should do an NC for the 2011 Beauty and the Beast adaptation, Beastly.
What? I don't even think I've heard of this one.
2011 Beastly.
Beastly. Sorry, my internet's. There we go. What?
Yes, chat, continue to fill the chat with Chaplin stretches while Doug looks this up.
Yes. I've never heard of this. Okay, I mean, he's not a beast. He's just got like some scars and tattoos and stuff. Okay, I might check it out. Just never even heard of it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you find the three bears annoying in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
No. I actually thought they got funnier and funnier because at first it's just these giant, scary-looking bears. You know, there's Goldilocks there with her whatever, her staff and everything, and then just suddenly they start talking. And they have like almost pleasant voices, but they're kind of like. But they're also kind of like gangsters too, like out of an old, like, I don't know, like British mafia movie or something like that. But they're also a family too. I don't know. I thought they were pretty. I thought they were pretty funny.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. One thing I like about Last Wish is that it looks like a storybook come to life, like how Spider-Verse was a comic book come to life. Because of that, I now think the first Puss in Boots looks ugly in comparison.
Well, so I feel like the Shrek movies are supposed to kind of look ugly. That was kind of the idea. But yeah, Puss in Boots was clearly just like, this is a spin-off movie, and they didn't know what to do, and they did their best with it. You know, I mean, it's not a bad movie per se, but it's hard to say it's like a really good one. I mean, this one just clearly like took an idea, just probably like is something where the studio's like, I don't know, this is popular again, do something on this. And they just took it and said, what is the most we can do with this and just have like free reign to do whatever we want. And I think it really paid off.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, how would you rank these Batman movies from worst to best? Batman Returns, Batman Begins, and The Batman.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's right. So, I personally would say the Batman is probably the best one. Probably Batman Begins under that, and then Batman Returns, but it's all for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they have like different strengths and weaknesses.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. In your opinion, Puss in Boots 2 is the best DreamWorks movie since what?
I guess Shrek 2, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, because there are a lot of good DreamWorks movies, but I'm trying to think of ones that like, oh man, like I put it on pedestal. You know what I mean? Like that's the one. That's why I do really like How to Train Your Dragon. But like, just something where it's like, man, everything worked, and I saw something kind of new with this. You know, or it took something that existed and just really added so many like amazing layers to it. So I guess I'll say Shrek 2.
Sorry, chat. You were so off-center, I just fixed it. People were
sorry.
like, Heather's making a face, and I was like, no, I had to fix this. Shinra HR department, thank you for the 100 bits. After doing Disneycember for many years, how would you say your overall opinion on Disney has changed since you started?
I don't know. It's still about the same. I'd say opinion on some films have changed. There's definitely once in a while I'll go back to like an old Disney zipper and be like, man, I don't think that now. It's not usually like I hate a film or love a film, think of it later necessarily, but there's details where I'm like, I don't think that now. No, the company as a whole is, I'll say this, it's like right now, I don't want to say they're in a slum, but you know, I'd say, you know, it hasn't been like their strongest year in terms of quality and stuff. And I say now there's a part of me that says they'll be fine. Like I've just seen them go through so many peaks and valleys. And for a while I'm like, man, maybe this is it. Oh man, the Disney I remember is gone and it just sucks now. But it's like they always come back with something, and they always do something to really challenge and up the quality of like what we're used to in animation and entertainment and stuff. Like in their specific Disney way. You know what I mean? So I guess that's something. Anytime they start to hit like a slow point, I'm like, nah, they'll get back. They'll be back.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Apparently, Megan has been getting good reviews. Huh? Also, did you see the trailer for Evil Dead Rise?
Yeah, man, it looks creepy as shit. I don't usually like get like uncomfortable watching like a horror trailer, but that one I was just like, oh man, like in the best way. Like I really wish I filmed my reaction to it because I wasn't like screaming or anything, but like it was one where I'm like, ugh, ooh, oh, you know, like I was giving like those faces. So
Uh-huh.
I think it looks good. I like the remake fine. I didn't think it was spectacular or anything, but I like it okay. And yeah, it looks like this one's gonna be doing some fun, like uh squeamish stuff, man. Like this was definitely a red band trailer for a reason, man. Like I said, even I was just like, ugh, and I'm not a guy that reacts that way.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue about next week's NC review?
I don't know what clue I can give that wouldn't give it away. It's not one that's been requested. I'll say that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's just one I wanted to talk about. It is an anime film that came out in the early 60s. I'll say that.
Okay. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What movie started out great but then got terrible? Oh, is this a repeat?
Maybe. Yeah, I think I said robots before, but it's not that it got terrible. It just got very meh, like just average anime film where I thought the first 20 minutes was actually pretty funny and creative and entertaining.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, since both Hollywood Pictures and Searchlight Pictures are both owned by Disney, do you think you'll review films by them for Disney-cember? Like Encino Man, Quiz Show, Super Mario Bros., The Menu, The French Dispatch, or Isle of Dogs?
Yeah. I literally, like, after I wrapped up this Disney-cember, I'm like, you know, a Hollywood film, like I looked up the list of films they have. I'm like, these would be really interesting, actually. So yeah, I will definitely the Hollywood film. The Fox Searchlight, I mean that I think that just counts as Fox, so I might just do those anyway. But yeah, definitely Hollywood Pictures I'm looking at to do next year. Or this year, I should say.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, will you review Owl House this Disney-cember?
I have to check and see if it's finished. I did write down, I put it on the list, but I keep hearing like it's done. No, it's not done. Now they're extending it. Now they're doing this and everything. So I have to look into it. It's not gonna be like the next show I watch, so there's time to whatever look it up. But yeah, if it wraps up this year, then yeah, I totally will.
Robin the Snob, thank you for the 220 bits. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'll be turning 22.
Nice! Happy birthday to you!
Happy early birthday. Or tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Early birthday. Happy early birthday. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the scenes with Jack Horner and the Jimmy Stewart cricket in Puss in Boots 2? Personally, I thought they were the funniest parts of the film.
Yeah, and so much of it, like the writing's good, but so much of it is just for whatever weird reason giving that Jiminy Cricket character the Jimmy Stewart voice. Like, I don't know why. I have no idea why, but it's hilarious. It makes so many of those scenes that are okay lines like just suddenly laugh out loud funny.
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I didn't mean to post my question early last week. I was trying to have my question read first. Yeah, totally. That's why you were the first person who ever did that. That's why I addressed it and was like,
Yeah.
I understand why you would, but I don't want to, like, set the precedent so then everyone's submitting their questions at, like, 5:40 before we've even started. So I understand, but
It ruined the stream.
No,
it's
Doug is
really
joking.
fine.
Just in the future, we won't be reading those, you know? I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review Tom and Jerry, A Nutcracker Tale, and Surviving Christmas for Disney-cember? Would you also review the Charlie's Angels movies? The last one is so boring, but the first two are blasts.
Really? I mean, okay, yes, the last one is boring, but all right, so it's not. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not next week. The week after, I am doing that. I did finally get around to Charlie's Angels. I thought it was terrible, like horrendously bad. I was actually kind of amazed at how bad it was. With the exception of Tim Curry. Again, he's always great, but they didn't give any of them personalities. And that's so fucking weird. Like, you could really have a fun time with this if you just gave them like something, anything, but they're just like, we're just in different costume jumping up and down, yay. And it's like there's nothing else in there. It's like just watch porn. It's like, why am I going to a movie to see this? I got the internet at home. Like, I thought it was so boring, so nothing.
Right.
So yeah, it is. But if you like it, that's great. just not my thing.
Wiccan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, hope you're having a swell day. I love that usage of swell. Doug, as an avid hater of the first Avatar, I really loved Avatar: The Way of Water. I personally don't get most of your criticisms of it, especially saying it's just the first one again, but that may just be me. Thanks for always being honest.
I mean, thank you for being honest too. But they literally brought the bad guy back to life. How can you say it's not repeating? You know what? But that's fair. I'll say this: like all the stuff with the water and everything, and that sort of that area, I guess was visually a little different. And when they actually talk about that, like the actual way of water and everything, I'm liking all that. But yeah, everything else, it felt very repeat to me, and I wasn't a fan of the first one. But I don't know. Maybe the differences they did make in it, because they had to make some differences, were enough for you, and thought, maybe you thought it took it in like a new direction, interesting direction. So, fair enough. Yeah, if you love it, love it, man. I mean, it looks like it's probably going to make at the very least its money back. So there's people that are also like, oh my God, I want to go back. I want to experience this again. And it's like, fair enough.
Did you hear the newest rumor about Avatar 3?
No.
James Cameron apparently said that in Avatar 3, he wants to have evil fire Na'vi.
I mean...
Is it actually becoming Avatar Last Airbender?
But, it's like, I hear that, I go, ooh, that's cool. And then it's like, but it's James Cameron, so he's going to ruin it somehow.
He's got to be trolling us.
Oh, no, see, I can already see, like, they're kind of red, and they have, like, the yellow stripes on them and stuff like that. Their hair's got... I don't know, I can see that. But where would they live? That's the thing. If the other people live in... They live in just burnt trees. Yeah, like, that's the question. Or maybe deep in the planet? Maybe? Like, that. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, chat, I love that so many people out of context are quoting Doug. Just watch porn. Doug Walker, 2023.
I actually put that in the upcoming review. I'm like, why don't you just watch porn like a decent person?
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you read Aragon or Artemis Fowl since reviewing them?
No. I hear both books are really cool. The interesting one, so Artemis Fowl apparently always had a following and people liked it and stuff. Yeah. Aragon, when that came out, at least for people my age and older, we're all like, I mean, it's impressive this kid wrote this, but there's nothing much to it. It's very generic and stuff like that. So I just sort of assumed the movie was like the book, and everyone's like, no, like the book's really good and the series is really good. And he was at a convention, that author was at a convention, and the line, I mean, we've been to big convention. I don't think I've seen one as long as the line for this author. Like, it just like wrapped around the con. I never saw anything like it. So it clearly affected a lot of people. There's something there that connected with people. Because, yeah, like I said, it was like a monster of a line.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. The Ant Bully's biggest sin is that it wasted both Nick Cage and Bruce Campbell. Did you find either of their characters funny?
No. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. But they weirdly made good use of Julia Roberts. That's the weird thing. I usually, if you know, like Bruce Campbell, Nicolas Cage, and Julia Roberts are in this, one of them you're gonna like. I would not have guessed it was Julia Roberts, but I actually thought she did a good job. I don't know. I found the same thing with is it Dakota Fanning? Is that the... Yeah, Ellie Fanning's the younger one. Dakota Fanning, I always thought was kind of a strange actress. Like, I don't know, like it never quite felt natural. But then when she does like voiceover, like in Coraline, she's spectacular. So I'm wondering if like maybe Julia Roberts was the same thing. Like maybe in live action acting, it's a little odd, it's a little off, it feels a little manipulative. But like in voice acting, it's perfect. It's like the exact amount of emoting you need and like charm you need. And it works the other way. Like Meryl Streep in in a lot of stuff is pretty good. But it just sounded like she was phoning that in the ant bully, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's interesting how some people have different specialties.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I binged the entire first season of Wednesday the past couple of days. I was shocked by how much I enjoyed it. I teared up when Wednesday finally hugged Enid.
I was shocked how much I didn't hate it, if that makes sense.
I'm so ready for it. I can't wait until Lucas is ready to sit down and watch it because I'm ready.
Anyone that says they love it, they hate it, they're in between. I understand all of it. I completely understand it. I did go in thinking like, oh man, there's a good idea in here, Tim Burton and everything. And then when it makes it very clear in the first episode what it is. And I think that was smart. So it's like, okay, we're not going to surprise you. We're not going to pull a switch on you. We're making it clear what kind of show this is. And I think by doing that, that set the stage for the rest of it, where I'm like, okay, I know it's this, but as these kind of shows go, it's okay. You know, like I got through it. I was interested. And that actress who plays Wednesday was great. A lot of the acting in it was good. I think that's a big part of what pulled it through.
General Kenobi, thank you so much for gifting that sub to WWE and Anime Rules. Appreciate that. Thank you. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello and Happy New Year to you, Doug and Heather. Also, great review today, Doug. Today's movie is like a fever dream to me, but like you, I felt it was meh, even when I first saw it.
Yeah, a lot of people requested it. It's weird, and they usually said like it was pretty bad and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know. I guess it's not good, but I'm like, it's just, it exists. It's there. I don't know. I've seen a lot worse.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Knock at the Cabin when it comes out.
I can almost assure you it's gonna happen. I don't know. All the trailers I've seen have it just looks like another old, like in the best way. So I'm crazy excited for it.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at some point I'd love to see another old versus new video. I miss those. I have a couple of ideas: The Fly, original versus remake with Jeff Goldblum, and 2D Clone Wars series versus 3D Clone Wars series.
I gotta watch the 2D one. That's one of the Disney Decembers I'm gonna do. I'll probably do it when the new Animaniacs, the last Animaniacs season comes out, because I've wanted to talk about the new Animaniacs for a while. Both pros and cons. I think there's a lot of pros to it. There's definitely some cons as well. And yeah, I don't know. I love talking about that show. I love talking about the original. I love talking about the new one. So yeah, I'll probably do that when that last season wraps up.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the opening song in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
Oh, I liked it, and the energy and tying in the dancing with the action and stuff like that, I thought was cool. Though I am wondering, there's a little thing in the opening where, you know, I think like he's gonna sing and they're like, no, it's too like, I think they even say it's too sexy, something like that. There was an old SNL sketch called the Antonio Banderas Show, and that was a running joke they had. He was gonna like unbutton a shirt, and they're like, no, too sexy. So I'm wondering if that was intentional or not. It may not have been like those exact words, but I'm wondering, because he clearly plays Puss in Boots in this.
Chat, I love you. They keep saying different movies and then just watch porn. Why watch Batman Returns? Just watch porn. Why watch Cats? Just watch porn. Why watch Ant Bully? Just watch porn. Gosh darn it, chat.
Why watch Batman and Robin? Just watch porn.
Yeah. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Knives Out movies.
I still have to see Glass Onion. And I'm gonna take a wild guess and say they're gonna make another one. At the very least, they gotta do a trilogy, I feel like. So I'll wait for that. Unless there's something in Glass Onion where I'm just like, oh my god, I have to talk about this. But as the NC, but I'll probably wait.
Sorry, chat's still doing it. It's funny. Why watch Eyes Wide Shut? Just watch. Oh wait.
Well, depends what cut you're seeing.
LPB the actor, thank you for the 40-month subscription. Welcome back, appreciate it. It's a new year and still subbed for 40 months. Surprisingly, nobody made fun of me when Ant Bully came out due to namesake. Plus, he's voiced by Aang in Avatar.
Yeah, and it's weird because if you go into his IMDb, it's like he's Aang, like one of the most popular animated characters of all time. Yet his icon, his little IMDb icon, is the Ant Bully, which is really weird.
Oh, that sucks.
It's really weird.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Split, The Visit, or Glass.
Maybe Glass. I think I had Glass on the list because people were kind of torn on what to think. I think it'd be interesting to talk about. The others, I think are kind of straightforward. Like they'd be very short. Maybe like a Freak Show Cinema. I could do it for like that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, what's the best movie adaptation of a book you taught in middle school? The one that comes to mind for me is Holes. We always watched it at the beginning of the year because the kids would do it for their summer reading. And I also was I pretty much enjoyed the Giver movie, but here's what I would do. We'd watch the Giver movie because they changed things, but then the author had some really interesting commentary comparing the book and the movie and what she thought of the changes that they had made to her book. And so we would watch that. It was like a 45-minute featurette. So I think I liked less. I mean, the movie was an okay adaptation, but I think I liked more just the analysis from the author. Yeah. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
That's the Coen Brothers movie, right? Yeah, I really like it. I like anthology movies like that. They have kind of these dark stories that don't always have the clearest message. Like they're a little open to like what you're supposed to take out of it, and I like that. Except the opening and closing one, which is clearly the Coen Brothers. But even those I like. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, how often do you and the wife sit at the table for dinner, or are you someone who never sits at the table for dinner?
We sit in front of the TV like Matilda's parents.
Good old-fashioned Americans do.
Yeah, but we like it. I mean, both our times are very busy and stuff, so we're like, and I don't know, we like to share experiences with like movies that we can and shows that we can enjoy together. So yeah, I mean, you're right, it's very cliched American, but it's nice. We like it.
CM Sully, thank you so much for gifting those 5 subs. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that. Thank you. You are a blessing of gifted subs sometimes. Thank you. LPB the actor, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Happy New Year to Mr. and Mrs. Chester A. Bum.
Oh, God bless you,
thank
sir.
you.
God bless your heart. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't. I guess I didn't make use of the old one that much, so they give me a new one. So I'll take it.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can't wait to watch your Ant Bully review. Speaking of tiny things, I'd love to see an NC review for the 1997 Borrowers movie. It's extremely nostalgic to me, so seeing your thoughts would be cool.
I never saw it, and I hear it's good, actually. Yeah, I should check that out. Let me write that down. That's one I can't forget about.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC commercial ideas, the Limu Emu insurance commercials, the NJM insurance commercials, where they basically throw shade on other insurance commercials for having jingles and mascots.
I don't think I've seen those. The Limu Emu, I think the only thing I could get out of is that the guy's name is Doug. I don't know how many more jokes I could get out of that, but I might check out that other one. Yeah, I don't think I've seen those ads, the one mocking other commercials.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. What is next week's review or editorial or whatnot? Also, will you review The Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Titan AE, etc. for the next NC Don Bluth movie review this year?
Maybe. I have to look into that. I think some of those I have on the list. I was saying there's no hint I can give that wouldn't give it away, so I'd just say it's a animated film from the early 60s.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the SNL parody of the Regal Theaters commercial? Did you see Brad's parody of it?
I love Brad's parody, yeah. Maybe I didn't see the SNL one. Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, I gotta look that up because I hate that commercial. It is so annoying. Every time it starts, I'm like, oh, I have to sit through this, god damn it. So yeah, Brad's I thought was hilarious.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I haven't written anything yet, but I have an idea how I would end the old man from Home Alone slasher film I brought up last week.
He says he does have an idea, or do I have an idea?
I think they're saying they have an idea for how they would end the old man from Home Alone slasher film.
Gotcha. It's a great idea, no matter what you have in mind. I think just the the thought alone is pretty funny.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently found out that for the live-action Little Mermaid, Melissa McCarthy was cast as Ursula. Yes, indeed. Now I can't help but think about how she looked in Thor playing the stage play of Hela. You thought live-action Aladdin actor couldn't sing. Wait till we hear her.
Can she sing? I
don't know. Honestly, I'm unsure.
I mean, it never stops Disney anyway, but
that's true. Could Emma Watson sing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what to make. I mean, on the one hand, she can be very funny, you know, and stuff like that. So when I hear that, I'm like, man, is this a good idea or a bad idea? I don't know, because like she can definitely elevate something to being pretty funny, but you kind of need that good direction, the good editing, and the good ideas and stuff. But I hope it works. I mean, with all these Disney live action remakes, I want them to work, you know, because they're based on classic stories. I like the original Disney films. I think you can do new stuff with them, but yeah, they so rarely do. So we'll see.
Porcupines are God, thank you for the 100 bits. Disney shows seem to have a rule that season 1 has to be primarily episodic and can't introduce grand lore or overarching plot lines, or overarching rather, plot points, leaving these shows to suffer from pacing issues. DuckTales, Tangled, Star vs. Evil, Owl House, and Amphibia all have this problem. Why have I only ever noticed it with Disney shows?
It's in others. They did in Disenchanted. What's the other one? There's one other one they did, and I'm blanking. But yeah, my guess is that it might be a budget thing, B, a testing the waters thing, and C, just a design thing, because they have to create this place, you know, the place they're going to call home, you know, where they come back to, and then create other worlds on top of that. And that's going to take time. Where in the other seasons, you already have the established home, the place you're going to come back to. Now you can work on other worlds too. So that's my guess, but I don't know for sure. And it does seem to be very much with animated shows where it's like, yeah, you can travel, you can go places. So like, why don't you? But yeah, I've definitely noticed that too.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. When are you going to throw Metadog and the Puppet Master in the plot hole? I want you to avenge Bill's feelings after the Grumpy Cat review.
Well, Bill does come back in the Charlie's Angels review, and you see more of his family, so that'll be interesting.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. So is or has Chester been on drugs, or did Doe force him off the stuff, or is she doing it with him?
You know, that's their own business. I'm just going to leave it to them.
How dare you ask? No, just kidding. Noah Zinner, thank you for
boundaries, man.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, there's another piece of nostalgia that's close to my heart, Hamilton Mattress. It's a stop-motion short film that I'd like for you to check out at the very least.
Hamilton Mattress?
Mattress, M-A-T-T-R-E-S-S.
Hey, there's what the fuck is that? Like an ant? Yeah, no, an armadillo. Okay, because of course it is.
Duh.
Okay, I have never heard of this. I'll try to check it out.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I noticed in Christmas in the Cranks review, Young NC said that it's better with visuals from movies. Interesting, the 3 Transformers reviews didn't have visuals, and that was in the past.
That's true. Well, and there were also positive reviews too, and they were essentially Chester a bum reviews. So yeah, we definitely. It's always a fun thing whenever somebody wants to say, "Well, yeah, in the old days, it's fun," because then I can always point to technically the first review, the Transformers one, which is almost the exact opposite of what I did immediately after. So it's always fun to be contrarian with that.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. So did anybody else hear about what Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig want to include in the next Glass Onion movie? They want to include the Muppets.
What? I think that's like Cameron saying he wants to do a Fire Nation next.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, could we also get an NC review for Aliens in the Attic? It's another funny sci-fi kids movie that's really fun.
Boy, that Aliens in the Attic. Let me look. That sounds like Okay, that's why I'm saying to myself, why does it sound like that Planet 51 movie? It's because the aliens look just like him. But I don't know anything else about it apparently. I'll try to check it out.
Constable Gamer, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. The old man's son and granddaughter, oh, I think maybe this is...
Yeah.
Okay.
Home Alone.
Are on the run from their father/grandfather as he goes berserk. They run into an abandoned warehouse, but the old man tracks them there. The son and granddaughter find a place to hide as the old man searches the warehouse with an axe in his hand. To be continued.
It's gotta end with them going into Kevin's house and the furnace eats them. Like that's got like the furnace actually was alive. That's gotta be it.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you have a way of streaming PS2 games, there's a Kim Possible game. It's a fairly decent game. Ron and Dr. Draken switch bodies, and Kim and Shigo kind of work together to switch him back.
That's a fun idea. Yeah, I'll try to look into it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. In an episode of National Treasure series, one of the supporting characters said, "Who is Mr. Mansplaining?" Because they were watching an old video of a woman's lecture and a guy was just challenging her theory because he didn't agree. And then it's star, so I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is kind of stuff annoys me because writers are just throwing buzzwords around for Gen Z kids. I don't think some people know its true definition.
I haven't seen the show, so I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to just see it. I'm sorry.
And people have been misusing words and overusing them to the point where they mean nothing for generations now. It's not just like a new thing.
I still say literally, even if it doesn't mean literally.
Right. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. The scene is silent with no music playing. The granddaughter accidentally knocks something over and the old man dramatically turns and walks over to the spot where he heard the noise. To be continued.
Okay, to be continued.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I really liked Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought episodes got better and better.
Oh, fair. I know a lot of people that I know like people thought it was okay, people thought it was great, people thought it was terrible
right.
and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean it's like all over the map on that. I don't know. Usually with shows that are divisive, people either love it or hate it. Like that's the one where I've just heard like every opinion on it. Yeah, I don't know. It's something about it just tickled me. Like a lot of people are like, well, why are you laughing when the stormtroopers came in and we're shooting the kids? And said just something about the way it was paced and edited and the music just, I don't know, it felt cartoony to me. It really made me laugh. But like, I think that's like Eternals too. Like that really made me laugh and nobody else made laugh. So yeah, some things just make me laugh for strange reasons.
Forrest, thank you for the 100 boots. Doug, have you seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? If not, this is my advice. Finish the stream and right now go to the cinema, watch it, and after it, watch it again. Because it's the best film in the franchise since Shrek 2. It's almost as good as Shrek 2.
Well, for 100 boots, and maybe I will. I think you said boots.
I probably did because I was reading ahead.
But I liked it because I was like, huh? And I'm like, oh, it actually ties in. Perfect. Yes, I did. I literally just dropped the review today, and it's my favorite film of 2022. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
I was really blown away by how much I enjoyed. I'm not saying it's going to be everybody's. Like, I don't think it's something that's going to win like everyone over as like the best film of the year. But this is just kind of stuff I love. It's so much information. It's so much visuals. It's so much character-driven storytelling and fantasy and imagination, and like every moment is utilized either in a good laugh or a good like examining of like what the character's going through and stuff, and or something really imaginative. I just loved it. Yeah, I really love the hell out of it. I want to see it again. I'm trying to get other people to go see it, honestly, because I'm just like, I actually do want to see it again on the big screen.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, the Wild Thornberrys movie is also very nostalgic to me and would love an NC for it. I never saw a millisecond of the show before, and I both enjoyed it and got the general idea of the world and characters just fine.
That's what I heard. I heard a lot of critics saw it without seeing the show, and they're like, it's really charming. It's really nice. So we'll see. I think the Rugrats one only did okay. But then again, maybe Wild Thornberrys might have a more of a connection with people, like people that grew up with it. But I don't know. Rugrats is a pretty big deal. We'll see.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. When I saw the first trailer for the new horror movie that's coming out this month, Megan, I sent it to my sister, whose name is also Megan. I texted her, geez, I knew you were scary, but not this scary.
But does she spell it with a 3 in the middle? That's apparently someone was saying it was getting positive reviews. That one shocked me. I think that's meant to be like kind of a hokey, corny movie. Like I think it's intentionally supposed to be silly.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 100 bits. I think Buster and Chaplin have a warp pipe to NYC. Another streamer was cat sitting some cats, and two of them looked like Buster and Chaplin. I'm just saying.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, the secret lives of pets, I guess. I don't know.
Porcupines Are God, thank you for the 100 bits. Recently saw The Shawshank Redemption for the first time, and it absolutely is one of the best movies ever made. It's taken me this long, even though I grew up in Mansfield, Ohio, and have been to the prison where it was filmed. Thoughts on it?
Oh, I really like it. I do have issues with kind of the bad guy element and answering a few questions in there that I didn't want answered. That's so King. I hate that about him, but everything else in it I think is really interesting, and I like the characters. I think that they capture that time period in an interesting way. The acting's good. Yeah, it's I really think it works.
And yeah, chat, you should 100% actually give me 100 boots. I love a good pair of sassy boots. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you have this year's theme month planned? If not, here's my idea. Christopher Nolan month.
I don't know if I could do a month. Nolan films. Oh my God. Just honestly sitting through, and when he's great, he's great. I mean, we all know that. But man, sitting through some of those tropes and that overwriting, I think that would get on my nerves pretty fast. Yeah, we're doing Pirates of the Caribbean month is what we're doing this year. But after that, yeah, I think I wrote down a few. It might not be a bad idea. I don't know. I guess I've done the Batman films, but might be something in there. Yeah, we'll see.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you ever do a Disney-cember on the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon? It's really good, and I think you would like it.
Yeah, I have it on the list because I think it's only like one season. There's a couple that I'm like, it's only one season. I can do that. I'll do like Wolverine and the X-Men in there too. So yeah, I got a couple in there.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, could you review Gremlins for next Christmas?
I have it on the list as an option on there. Because that is another one of those where they're like, it's a Christmas movie. It's like, yeah, no, I do think of Christmas whenever I see it. So possibly.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Freak Show Cinema 4, I'm gonna mess this up. Anomalisa.
Oh, an Anomalisa. It's always hard for me to say too. Like whenever I read it, I get it wrong. But then like when I think about Anomalisa, that's it. Okay, like I always say anomaly. It's like an anomaly. I don't know if I really like that movie. I don't know if I could go into a ton of detail about like enough to fill a Freak Show Cinema video. I also don't know if that would necessarily count because it's really kind of like one running freaky thing, which is that stop motion and it's just people talking, but like how real they can be and everything is what's so cool about it. But I do really like the film. Maybe like one day I might just do a whole video on Charlie Kaufman because he's like one of the few writer directors I feel like, man, like he's trying something new with film and like really experimenting. I feel like elevating it to new areas where it's like, man, like people haven't thought of that yet.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. So overall, which animated John Mulaney character do you like the most? Spider-Ham, Chip, or Jack Horner?
Oh, Jack Horner. And I do really like Spider-Ham, but like everything Jack Horner said was pretty funny. Even his design was hilarious. He looked like a weird Monty Python character. Yeah, I love it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is back to the story. He finds his granddaughter and begins to swing his axe at her, but the father jumps in front of the axe and it goes right in his head.
Oh no!
Talking of Carl.
It's working. I'm invested.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. The next tier list ranking you guys should do is a ranking the best and worst Disney songs. And make it easier, only include the first best song from each movie. That way Frozen and Encanto don't take up space.
Well, but some of them we could be split on. Like, I probably have Kuna Matata, like, low on there because I don't like that song. But everybody loves that song. Yeah, I don't know. That might be interesting. What would like the worst Disney songs be? Like actually, just that alone would be kind of fun. Like the worst Disney songs. Like look for just the ones people don't remember or like or whatever. Yeah, that actually be interesting. Yeah, we'll think about that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, would you say The Batman is the third best live action Batman movie after Dark Knight and Batman 89?
Uh, the Batman is the
Yeah.
third best. Is it? Okay, gotcha. Um, Probably. Yeah, that sounds right. I have to kind of look at a list again, but it's like, yeah, that's sounding right. And also gotta make room for Superman v Batman. I mean, clearly. Batman v Superman, you know what I mean?
Yes. Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I looked at the pole position commercial, and the guy who was called a jerk stops exciting things from happening. That's a jerk in my book. Imagine him stopping a roller coaster park being built near a school.
Yes, clearly, that's the sketch I should have gone with.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which DreamWorks villain do you like more? Lord Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2 or Death from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
I'll probably say Lord Shen. He's got an interesting backstory. But I think I probably find Death a little creepier. But yeah, they're both good. I like that Death has a very simple backstory, a very simple reason for wanting to get Puss in Boots. So yeah, they're both very, very good.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is the end of the story. The granddaughter cries as her father falls to the ground. The old man pulls the axe out of his head. She begs her grandfather not to do this. From his dark, sinister face, a small tear drops from his eye. He swings his axe. She screams, and it cuts to black with the caption, "The End."
See, you gotta have like the tear has like salted, and the salt goes in the barrel and turns into a mummy or something like that. I don't know. You gotta get the mummies in there, man. You gotta make that actually happen. So no, I mean, get my attention. I don't know. There's something in there. I think there's something really fun in there. You know, someone brought up a good point. They brought up Kung Fu Panda 2 because they're like, Puss in Boots 2, the best since what? I'm like, maybe Kung Fu Panda 2, and something about 2.
Two.
Yeah, Shrek 2, Kung Fu Panda 2, Puss in Boots 2. DreamWorks does anything with a 2 in the title really well, apparently.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Between the Oscar slap and Christopher Judge's long-winded speech at the Game Awards, can an award show be fun for everyone involved, but have a script for people to follow without it being stale?
I mean, it can, not that it will.
Right.
Yeah, I
In
don't know.
theory.
Yeah, no, I remember lots of funny awards. MTV Movie Awards were very, very funny. Even the Oscars for a time were very, very funny. I mean, people tuned in not just to see the awards, but to see some, pretty good humor. But yeah, maybe it's getting too safe. They don't want to offend people. Like when I say people, I mean like the celebrities in the room specifically. That's why I think Ricky Gervais, everyone when he does something, they're like ooh, because they want to see the reactions. He's got, he doesn't play it safe. But yeah, it's possible. I don't know, just what they're doing now clearly isn't working.
Tapit, thank you for the 100 bits. I know we just started the new year, but I'm already pushing for my Disney December request, Recess. Please watch it.
I don't think I have it for this year because I got other shows, but there's a couple I have like on the list that I want to get to eventually. Like that's one. I think Proud Family is another one. Some shows that like, the generation after me grew up with. That looked good. That looked interesting. So, and I've seen like their little TV movies, and it made me want to check them out. So, I'll get to it at some point.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, what has been your favorite year for Disney December to do? More specifically, which theme did you have the most fun with? Classic hand-drawn, Pixar, Marvel Star Wars, direct-to-DVD, etc.
I'm not saying I had the most fun, but it was probably the most interesting was doing the straight-to-DVD movies, because it was interesting when you did find that those one or two that did work. And then it was interesting seeing ones where like the writing was terrible, but man, the animation was really nice. And you kind of see like, oh, it's a shame like they clearly didn't put any thought into the story, but the animators were like, God damn it, we're gonna give it our best, we're gonna give it our all. And it's like, oh, your heart kind of goes out to them.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 135 bits. Extra bits is so I can get back to an even number. Totally understand that. Would you consider Scooby-Doo Zombie Island a freak show cinema contender, considering there were two scenes you said, I thought I would never say this in a Scooby-Doo movie, but holy shit.
I mean, I get what I would just go into like the making of it or something like that. I mean, because I did review it. I don't know. I feel like if I do Freak Show Sim, I have to be something I have not reviewed before, so probably not.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry, I meant to say the opposite. What movie started out terrible, but then got great?
Oh man, that's another good one. Oh man, I'm trying to think. It didn't start out. It didn't turn great, but I thought it got better as it went along. That remake of Cinderella, the Kenneth Branagh one, I thought started off really bad, but then got progressively better and more interesting. I know there's others, but yeah, like I'm blank on it. That Sleepwalkers movie, the Stephen King one. That's one where it's like a lot of it's really boring, but then they'll just throw in the craziest, funniest shit you've ever seen, like in anything, and then go back to being boring. So, but it ends on like a super crazy note, a bunch of crazy notes. So, I don't know if that counts or not.
Oh, General Kenobi was clarifying they were just asking if the Scooby-Doo would be considered for a Freak Show Cinema if you had not already reviewed it.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe because again, I guess that does kind of go into like the a little bit of the making of and the story behind them and stuff like that. That's not one that jumps out to me that I need to know, but it might be interesting. There probably would be some interesting stories behind it, like trying to make it a little grittier and harsher.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Guess what, Doug? Only 330 days till next Disney-cember.
Wow, yeah, but who's counting?
Celluloid Surfer, thank you so much for that 38-month subscription. Welcome back, appreciate that. Well, shit, Doug. Now I have to watch Puss in Boots. Putting it on the same pedestal as Spider-Verse? This I gotta see.
Yeah, I don't know. Now a part of me feels like I'm overhyping it for people. No, I'm not overhyping it because I think people will see and be like, wow, that was impressive. That was really, really good and everything. I don't know if it's going to be everyone's favorite of the year. Like, I don't know if it'll make it everyone's like favorite list, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I can't see anyone going to see that movie and be like, nothing in that was impressive. Like, no, like there is so much impressive stuff in that movie, in my opinion.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you started watching Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go yet? I'm pretty sure you'll have a fun time.
No, not yet. I'll probably start in about a week. Like I said, I'm taking a break just from everything for about a week, and that's including Disney-cember. But yeah, but that will be the next show I start. I have it on the list.
Caleb, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Have you ever rewatched a film and changed your opinion over time?
Oh, sure. And Matilda's one I remember really not liking, and then I saw it again years later. I'm like, yeah, shit, yeah, this is really good. And I don't know. I think it's cool when that happens. When you watch something you remember. I think more often than not, we watch something we remember loving and then go, oh no, this isn't as good. But it's cool when you watch something that you remember really not liking and then you put it on again and it's like, oh shit, like this kind of works. Like this is actually like legitimately pretty good. So I mean, Matilda's the big one that comes to my head. I'm sure there's others, but yeah, that was a big one.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. One movie I recommend for Freak Show Cinema is Mad God. It's a stop-motion film and passion project of Phil Tippett that apparently took over 30 years to make. It's a giant butt punch of a movie, but it is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Well, did all the parts come out? Because I thought it was like 2 or 3 parts. But I do want to check it out because I did hear about. I guess Jim J. Rods even gave to the whatever the Kickstarter.
Oh, cool.
Because he's a huge stop motion guy and he loved his stuff. Yeah, and all the trailers I've seen, it looks like mind bending. Like I've never seen anything like it. So I do want to check it out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review Mr. Holland's Opus or Remember the Titans for this year's Disney-cember? Also, I'm so happy that you reviewed The Kid for this year's Disney-cember. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I really liked it too. Oh, that's one that kind of starts off a little bad and gets better. The Kid. It has some dumb stuff in the opening, but anyway. Mr. Holland's Opus or Remember the I haven't seen either. The list is a little full, so we'll see. If something opens up, I'll try to squeeze one of those into it.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Last Man Standing? It was a funny show. Tim Allen's character is very funny.
You know, it was like I had the same experience with Big Bang Theory. I've seen 4 episodes altogether. two of them early ones I thought were pretty funny. I thought it was a good time. Two of the later ones, I'm like, this sucks. So I don't know if that like is a reflection of the show or just hey, shows over time get worse or whatever. But I guess I can't judge the whole thing on just 4 episodes. But I did see two that were pretty funny.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Who are your top 3 favorite supporting Bob's Burgers characters? For me, it's Calvin, Fish Odor, Mr. Frond, and Aunt Gail.
Yeah, Mr. Fish Odor is definitely one of them. Teddy is pretty great. Oh my God, I'm blanking everyone's name. The wife's sister is really, really funny because I have an aunt that's a little like that character. But yeah, she even kind of sounds like her a little bit, has a little bit of a voice like that. So yeah, I really like that.
Adam Grunther, thank you.
Linda, God, I'm like, how am I forgetting Linda's name? Oh my God, just I'm like, I'm already like in vacation mode already.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, my brain's just turned off already.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there anything about Shrek 2 that you didn't like?
I'm sure it's like a joke or two I didn't like, but I don't know. Everything works pretty well. I'd have to watch it again just to like, I don't know, like nitpick a joke that's like lame or something, but I don't know. Most of it worked for me.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. At the season finale of Loki, when the timelines branched out of control, that was Marvel's way of saying everything Marvel related is now canon. X-Men, Fantastic Four, Bully Maguire, Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Excuse me. I mean, I'm okay when then like with the multiverse of madness, I like that's like, okay, well, different universes can exist, and that's kind of how we do like like Spider-Man No Way Home and stuff like that. I'm totally on board with that. I think that's a very clever new addition to have in the MCU, because that's the thing after Infinity War, they're like, well, what are they gonna add that's new? And it's like, I think adding stuff that's been done but you like and you want to see in this universe is very clever, or adding and mixing it up with like different versions of them and stuff. So I think that's a great angle.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. What are some of your favorite lines you've written for the cats? Lloyd going, sigh, and Chaplin replying, Amise, because that's what you are, Siamese, from that darn cat still cracks me up to this day.
I'm trying to think. Another Lloyd one I love. I have terrible news. You're not going to die someday. Pretty funny.
That's great. Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. What's the funniest joke that you can think of from a kid's show? Spur of the moment. For some reason, the one floating in my mind at the moment is the broken echo joke from Phineas and Ferb. Welcome to my space station! Station, cookie station.
Sorry, I forgot about that joke. That's really funny. The first one that came in my head is the fingerprints joke from Animaniacs, which I'm still like, how the hell did they get that on? I think that's such a brilliant joke.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I freaking love the early 2000s Charlie's Angels. It made me fall in love with Drew Barrymore, but I love the chemistry between the actresses. My favorite scene with them was the sequel when they danced to MC Hammer. It's like Avengers 2. Just seeing them hanging out is great.
Fair, if you like it, awesome. And I bring up in the thing, I don't even know if I like the original Charlie's Angels. I always saw clips of it, but I never saw the show. So I finally sat down, watched an episode. I'm like, maybe I'm just not a fan of Charlie's Angels, because I don't think I've liked anything with that name on it. But yeah, it didn't do anything for me, man. I'm sorry.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of Cliff as a teenager in the newest episode of Doom Patrol? I honestly found it to be one of the funniest moments in the season.
Yeah, no, all of that I thought really well. I feel like this episode did what the last one was trying to do, where it's like nothing much is happening, but they're also like kind of working backwards and discovering things about them when working through issues and stuff. And I felt like the last one didn't quite hit on its points as well as like this one did. I thought the way they did it was very emotional and very clever, kind of trippy as well. So yeah, I really liked it. I like the way they did most of that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. You should do another grading cartoons intro vid. Ideas: Avatar The Last Airbender, Bob's Burgers, Dexter's Lab, The Great North.
Uh, Other people have told me that it's just a time thing. It was fun to do, but it took a lot of time. Weirdly, you'd think it wouldn't, but because it's just show intros, whatever, just shorten them or whatever. But there's something about editing them, slowing them down, just going back to the same thing over and over, because you can't just show the exact same thing over and over, because the YouTube copyright bots will hit it and then you have to fight in that's taking away revenue and stuff. So you have to keep having edits in there. And when what you're editing is only 30 seconds long, it's tricky.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. So when my family walks in on me watching porn, I'm gonna say, Doug Walker told me to do it!
And then they'll watch a show and they'll be like, of course he said that.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Happy New Year! Have you gotten a chance to see the 30th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast on Disney Plus? It has very interesting staging. Josh Groban and Joshua Henry were incredible. Ooh, I should check that out.
Yeah. You're in for a sec. It's not what you think it is.
Oh.
Okay, so I thought it was gonna be like what they did with like whatever, like a Little Mermaid or Peter Pan, where it's like a live, just telling the story,
I don't
like
want
Christmas
that.
story live. I mean, it's not quite that.
That's not what I want.
I mean, so okay, maybe you'll like it, but it's like
Like a variety show?
they kind of do that, but then they'll just say, and then this happened, and this happened, and then when we made the movie, we did this and did this. Back to the kind of story. And like, okay, so it opens with like the song Belle, bonjour, bonjour, but she's walking in like the studio backlot, and there's like pages of drawings like on the ground, and half the props are just like drawings or like kind of cutout drawings, like, oh, because it's kind of like the making of it, like talk about the production, but also we're just doing the song with these, new actors and actresses. It's really weird.
All right.
And I haven't seen the whole thing. I've only seen bits and pieces. Maybe I have to see it all together. But I do appreciate it was experimental. I do like that. I think I have to see the whole thing to see if it actually works.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. There was also an incredible pro shot of the live-action Encanto concert at the Hollywood Bowl. After watching that, I think Encanto could make an incredible stage musical. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Tailor-made to be. I mean, especially the scene where like everybody freezes and she starts singing her song about being left out. I mean, that is all I can think of is, okay, well, this is for the stage show. Like they just wrote this for the stage show, because that's something you can easily do on stage.
I saw little bits and pieces of that pro shot, and I really have to watch it because it looked really. It's really the talent of the musicians that they can do some of that live is amazing. So I got to check that out. Gary.
Okay, all right. It's funny because I saw them like, oh, okay, cute. Like I didn't even bother to look at it, but now hearing this, it's like, all right, it sounds kind of interesting. Might take a look.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm praying for Academy Award nominee and blue-eyed soul musician Jeremy Renner to pull through. Apparently, he was rescuing a stranded motorist. Yeah, my God.
Yeah, like...
Wild.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird because you say, oh, it's just like a snowplow or whatever. But on the other hand, it's a snowplow.
It's a snowplow. And if you saw they specified the type, it is... Whew, it does not look like it would have been good. I mean, obviously, it was not good that it ran over him, obviously.
Like everything I'm hearing is that, like, he's alive, but he's not good. And it's just like anytime it's like he apparently couldn't even type. Like, and they said he's so mangled up, messed up, he can't even type. I'm just like, oh, but he's alive. And it's like, it's like, but please be okay. Please be okay.
Yeah. Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. Everyone, including the chat, name one video game character that is your favorite, one you play as, and one you would portray in a movie. For example, in Borderlands, my favorite is Moxie, play as Mordecai, I would portray Roland, and in Overwatch, my favorite is Mei, play as either Mercy or Hanzo, and would portray Winston, but despite not being Haitian, I would portray Baptiste or Doomfist. Also, Heather would definitely play Tannis.
Man, that's rough. I'm trying to think of like a character like, oh, that's kind of cool. I can see myself like, especially if I was a kid, because I used to imagine like being in video games when I was a kid and stuff like that. Like what one would I kind of like? Maybe the kid in Little Nightmares, the
Oh,
one with the little
interesting.
yellow raincoat. Like you never
Mhm.
really see her or anything, but I always kind of like those characters. Like they're
Mhm.
just kind of going through trying to do their thing, and all this shit tries to get in the way. It's like, hey, fuck off. Like I don't know why. I always found that kind of protagonist in a game interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the answer to all of them because that's a lot of parts.
Yeah, that's a lot of parts. I mean, I don't know who my favorite video game character is. Like all of them are different for different reasons. If you said a dream casting for me, I would love if there was a Portal movie. I would love to play Shell or actually GLaDOS. I would love to, but like GLaDOS is
Mm.
already such a perfect voice. I don't want to take that away from her. And
Oh,
if I actually had the ability to, I would love to play Samus.
yeah, Samus is pretty good. You know what? One that just came into my mind, the second sister, right? That's because I got
Yes.
the number wrong when I did
Oh
the
my
review.
God, yes.
Yeah, no, that like I said, I mean,
I call
when
cosplay on that.
yeah, no, those fucking eyes, man. I was just like, like this is really weird. Like it's this new Evil Dead trailer that came out. That's like maybe the second time I've had that happen. Outside of like maybe Dracula, where I was just like, whoa, hey, let me go, man. Get out of my mind. Hey, kind of thing. It's always interesting when you come across an actor or actress that just somehow can like just. It seems like somehow they're looking like right into you somehow.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Why watch Brad Tries? Just watch porn.
Brad tries porn.
I mean, you can watch some of Brad's reviews on, is it on Pornhub that his reviews are on?
Yes. So,
Yes.
I mean, you can combine double dip very easily.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you thought of doing a top 10 trailers video or something like a trailers special? It's basically commercials just for movies.
I did a long time ago. I think when we came back, one of the earlier videos we did when we came back with the NC. Yeah, I think it's something like top 11 trailers, something like that.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't think you noticed, but R2-D2, my favorite character in Star Wars, was in the background of the first episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, no, I missed that. Interesting. Cool.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Why watch this channel awesome Q&A? Just watch porn.
Just watch porn. Well, here, we'll oblige. No.
Jesus Christ, don't keep your shirt on. Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. Throughout 2022, PlayStation fanboys said Xbox has no exclusives, and their creator of Rick and Morty said, hold my talking gun.
Nice.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that she's left SNL, you should try to get Cecily Strong in a sketch as her Kathy Ann character along with Mr. and Mrs. Bum.
Man, that was. So I feel like we've seen actors and actresses, cast members, leave SNL. They do a nice little goodbye and stuff like that. That one, like, you just swear, like, the absolute heart of that show was leaving.
Aw.
Like, they could barely. It was, I mean, but it's terrible. I was like, who is this person? I didn't know who she was. And then I look back and see her video. It's like, oh, okay, no, she's funny, and she was there for a really long time, like 11 years and stuff like that. But like, she must have left like just the biggest impact on the cast because a lot of them like couldn't even like they could barely talk. Like they could barely say the lines, and like they gave her like something like 2 or 3 separate goodbyes. I mean, it was just like, wow, this person must have had just a huge impact on everybody. Like Kate McKinnon didn't get that when she left. Pete Davidson didn't get that when he left. And like just this actress must have just really touched like everybody's heart. It was fascinating.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I think you should make a short movie about Chester in a die-hard way, saving a bunch of people from a bunch of bad guys, and each guy he accidentally kills, he should be like, sorry.
It'll be kind of like the Tucker and Dale scenario. Oh, that might be kind of funny.
Space Cowboy, thank you for the 100 bits. To talk about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I've seen it 3 times so far and agree it is the best animated film of 2022 and one of the top 10 best films of 2022 overall.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, it's my personal favorite. Now, with that said, not that I've seen all the films of 2022, I probably haven't seen a grand ton, honestly. But yeah, it was my personal favorite.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. An NC for the Borrowers movie. Now I'm interested in a secret world of Arity NC. Maybe a Ghibli month in general would be cool.
I believe it's Ariety,
No,
Miss
sorry.
Anime Nerd. And I would love to do a Ghibli month. It's never gonna happen. Because yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. Japan copyright laws are very different from
Oof,
American
they sure
copyright
are.
laws, and Ghibli is definitely one we've gotten hit for before because we did do like Disney Semperzam and stuff. So yeah, probably not gonna happen. Would love to, but ain't gonna happen.
Also, thank you for the second hype train chat. Space Cowboy, thank you for the 100 bits. Your experience with the Regal ads is me with the Nicole Kidman AMC ads.
Yeah, you know, they don't bother me as much, but I get it. I mean, that's definitely like the Hollywood, patting our back. Good us, good on us, kind of thing. Like, and I don't dislike Nicole Kidman, but I always kind of get that vibe whenever I see her. And I don't want to because she seems really cool and everything, but it is one of those like just yes, Hollywood, the magic of Hollywood magic. Yes, you're welcome, kind of thing. And it's like, and I doubt she's like that. She doesn't seem like that, but something about when she's doing stuff like that gives off that air.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, I have one more month until my sister's baby shower. I'm going to be part of it as a soon-to-be aunt. I'm going to help with the decorations and such. And then in 2 months, my niece will be coming into this world. Super excited!
Sweet, congrats!
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite moment/line from these Gravity Falls characters? Mabel, Grunkle Stan, Seuss.
I like when Seuss says, "This thing's the voice of a generation." When talking about the Halloween toy, Grunkle Stan, I love what I do to warrant this much arresting. And Mabel, honestly, I don't know why. I'm thinking like, what's the first thing that pops in my head? It really is when she doesn't touch the button and she trusts her uncle. I don't know why. That's not even like a funny scene, but I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty, that was surprisingly a very emotional scene.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you thought of an NC for your name, possibly? Makoto Shinkai really does have beautiful projects.
I saw it. I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as everybody
I loved
did.
it.
Like that was the movie for a while. But I did really like it. When that guy, I don't know, the way he does it, his backgrounds and the style and everything is just so gorgeous and so uniquely him. I can't explain it, but there's it's just kind of a shimmer and a shine on everything that it's like, I bet it's this guy who directed it. Yeah, so he does very, very good work.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. So if you remember Jess Harnell from Country Bears, he was also Ironhide in the first 3 live-action Transformers movies and Barricade the police car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he gets around, man. His voice will turn up like in a bajillion things. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that was him.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you don't review Netflix movies, but you should review the new Matilda movie. I love it, and one of the songs is really good.
One, I don't know. I'm about like, yeah, I was gonna say I'm about a third through it, and they're really good. The one that was the most impressive was the one they work in the alphabet to sing about how you're going to be miserable at this place, and the way every letter goes by to incorporate how they're working it into those. I thought that was so genius and so like if you didn't even tell me there was an alphabet, like the alphabet was snuck in there.
Yeah,
I don't know if it would picked it up. It like works so organically.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, here's a fanscription crossover idea. What if Beetlejuice met the Addams family?
Yeah, I don't know. Would that work? It's like
You might.
I see it for like a half hour, maybe like a half-hour episode of either. Maybe like the Beetlejuice cartoon meets like the Addams Family cartoon.
Oh,
like
there
that
you go.
would work. I could see that. Yeah.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Tim Burton movie Dark Shadows? I thought it was okay. Eva Green as the witch was the best part of the movie, in my opinion.
Well, now keep in mind, I've never seen the show. Even with that said, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was really bad. I'm sorry. I couldn't get into it.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever imagined what a Muppet special featuring Jim Carrey would look like? Just trying to picture them all in the same room seems kind of crazy.
Yeah, have they? I don't know. Is Jim Carrey ever on Sesame Street at all? Like, I feel like he must have been. Hold on, maybe not. Now I'm like really curious because that's really strange. If not, because I got like everyone on Sesame Street. Like a really, really early. He was on Sesame Street.
I love that.
Like, I don't know, like maybe in Living Color days or something, or maybe he just did Ace Ventura or something. Like, yeah, wow. Well, no, Elmo's there. Okay. But yeah, weird. It's like, so yeah, I thought it'd be like, what, the past 10 years or something, but no, it was like early in his career. That's kind of cool.
Celluloid Surfer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, have you had a chance to watch Babylon yet? 2 words. Holy shit.
You know, it looked a little interesting, but I was like, I'll wait and see. And then when I saw Brad's review, Brad Jones's review, I was like, maybe I do want to see this. It sounds pretty crazy in a fun way. And I do like movies that are kind of divisive, where like it got very mixed, leaning towards negative reviews. But when it's something, it's like this crazy shit happens and this crazy shit happens. Like I gotta check it out. So I'll probably rent it when it or whatever, stream it.
Night Furious, thank you for the 100 bits. Who'da thunk Megan would snatch a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes with 42 reviews?
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that high. Wow. All right. Maybe I'll check that out instead of Puss in Boots 2 again. No, I'm seeing Puss in Boots 2 again, but I will try to see it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 150 bits. Who is your least favorite Don Bluth character? For me, it's Sarah from Land Before Time. Not only is she a jerk, but she's got a total death wish. Who just decides to wake a T-Rex when it's sleeping? I'm sorry, but I was hoping she'd get eaten when I was a kid.
Just most of the characters from Troll and Central Park. I really didn't like that movie.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I think Megan is going to be funny and not scary. If I get scared, I'm giving one of my friends $5, and I think you should do the same.
That'd be my guess. Or if they have a scare, it's something that was like just a surprise. You know what I mean? At the most, I can see it being creepy because I think kind of the uncanny valley with that thing it would be kind of fun. But yeah, I think I think both the comedy and the creep factor are gonna come from just how ridiculous it looks.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite Vincent D'Onofrio performance outside of Kingpin and Daredevil?
I mean, do the cliche and say Full Metal Jacket. I'm trying to think. I mean, like him as the Bug is pretty fun in Men in Black, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was just so believable as a Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket. So I don't know. I think I gotta go with that. I legit felt really bad for him, and I followed every progression of his breakdown. So yeah, I think I'll go with that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Not to pry into the lives of Chester and Doe again, but is that kid they adopted still alive? I'm not doubting their abilities as parents, but I mean...
I mean, she's not a kid anymore. The drugs we gave her made sure of that. But on the other hand, I think if we look back one day and we say, man, what were we thinking raising this child, without a home and everything? I would say, what was I thinking again?
No.
That was the right answer. Thank you, honey.
I will not be explaining further. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 30-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Happy New Year, guys. Maybe 2023 will be a better year because I have a silly superstition that odd-numbered years are more fortunate than even-numbered years.
Maybe, I don't know. Every once in a while I have like a superstition like that too. They're not healthy, but they're hard to brush off.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review the Pinocchio live-action remake sometime? Just wondering. I really liked the Pleasure Island scene.
I'd like to if we could get like a hard copy of it, which I don't think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna just keep it on Disney Plus. We did do one for Home Sweet Home Alone, but we don't like to. Again, because if we do get hit for like copyright claim or something like that, it's like it's just better if we have the actual physical copy, like here it is, kind of thing. So we'll see.
Gato Explosivo, I'm sorry. First day of 2023, they tested positive for COVID. Feel better.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, feel better.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. For next year's theme month, will you do Alien Month? Alien, Aliens, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant? Next year's March will have 4 Wednesdays, and plus I freaking love Aliens. Like, T2 to me is perfect action sci-fi movie/sequel ever.
I thought about it. I did write that down as a possibility, because we did do a lot of the Alien movies. So it's like, yeah, why don't we just finish it off maybe with an Alien Month? We'll see.
Irish DC, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Hi, Heather and chat. Haven't seen you all since last year. I'm going to give you the cheers from my sound. You're actually the first person to tell us that today. Good for you. You're the first person. Adam Gunther.
I know how to feel about that.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Question for both of you. What is your favorite musical film of all time? It's Fiddler on the Roof for me. I've got such a soft spot for Fiddler, and it's so well filmed and so well done.
Fiddler's really good. I feel like there's a more appropriate one, but for some reason I keep going to the Disney Hunchback. But I don't know. I feel like there's another one that has like what I kind of connect to a lot of like villain songs in it and stuff like that. I'm totally blanking on it. I don't know, because I get this question a few times, or maybe Prince of Egypt. That's another one I really, really like. It'd probably be an animated one. I don't know. I guess right now it's a toss up between Prince of Egypt and Hunchback.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the funniest moment overall for you in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? For me, it's the flashback of young Jack Horner getting upstaged by Pinocchio.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to, like, there's a lot of moments where I do remember laughing pretty hard, and it wasn't like a packed house, but there were like some kids there and stuff like that, and I don't think the kids always got the jokes, and some of them were a little bit more adult jokes, so I'm just like, okay, I shouldn't laugh that hard, but some of them were just so damn funny. I don't know, again, it's weird. I'm thinking back to more like kind of the emotional moments in it, bizarrely. Yeah, oh, you know what, but it's kind of a spoiler. When the dog goes into his backstory, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. That is both really emotional and twistedly funny. I actually couldn't believe like I was hearing what I was hearing and the way they were presenting it. So yeah, that's probably the scene, and it's harsh. It's a harsh scene, but it's also what made me really laugh at. Like I couldn't believe I was hearing what I was hearing.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, in the Bob's Burgers movie, when Bob and Linda told Louise the story of her bunny ears, did you find it sweet, or did you think, another one of those goddamn stories? In a Disney movie, no less?
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but it's like, I feel like if you can't think of something better, go with what works. And that story does work. It works for Louise. I think it connects. It makes sense. It adds up why she would still be wearing them and everything. So I didn't mind because it did fit, pun intended. If you can think of something better that fits better, awesome. But like it tracks. It makes sense.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Any plans to do another review like Disney Afternoon or Fox Kids?
Yeah, we're gonna try and get to that this year at some point. The one everyone wants us to do is Kids WB, so we'll probably try to do that. At some point, I really want to do TGIF because I really like TGIF, but I don't know how many people remember it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do it the following year.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 100 bits. I probably missed the cutoff for Christmas 2023, but I will put in my yearly request for Long Kiss Goodnight. Sam Jackson, still to this day, it was his favorite movie-making experience.
I believe that. It's a fun as hell movie. It's always one of those where I do want to talk about, I do want to review it. It's always one where I'm like, man, I feel like that either do pretty well, like it has a following, or people go, wow, I remember that, or it'll just do dead numbers. And we do have like sponsorships and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be another January review. We'll see. Because that's usually where I try something that's a little experimental in January. Because it's like, yeah, everything's, like I said, the Amplely. Like, everyone's like, yeah, whatever, January.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite cameo from the original Muppet movie? For me, it's Richard Pryor as the balloon salesman.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Trying to think. Maybe, I do kind of like Orson Welles at the end. He just, print up the official rich and famous papers or something like that. The instant rich and famous papers, something along those lines. I thought that was pretty funny. I like the deal. Like, he's Mr. Hollywood. I thought that was kind of cool.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Why do you hate villains who have plans to take over the world or rule the world? Of course.
Of course. It's just been done to death. I mean, if you can do something kind of creative with it, okay, Thanos didn't want to take over the world, but he wanted to get rid of half of it, and his reasoning was pretty interesting. So something like that, like that's a fun spin on it. So if they could do something that's like an interesting spin on it, I don't mind, but it's just done to death.
Space Cowboy, thank you for the 100 bits. I was worried about overhyping Puss in Boots 2 for people since I saw it early in November, but everyone I talked to has also loved it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's gonna be people that don't like it out there, but it's like I'd be fascinated to know why.
Buster Sword, thank you for the 100 bits. I really love how you do your own commercials, and I love the one you did in Superman Returns, where you had Malcolm creepily staring at the camera while you were in the back, continuing around him. I laughed for 5 minutes nonstop. It was so good.
Yeah, and it's funny because those sponsorships I use, they're like the last thing I do. And literally, like, when I did the review, I realized, I have to have Malcolm go through the commercial because when it cuts back to me, I'm reacting to it and I'm like, man, do I just work it into the sponsorship? Yeah, let's do this. This is a funny idea. And that's one of my personal favorites.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you need another Disney property to introduce for next Disneycember, what about shows from the TV channel FX? You laugh, but talking about more adult-oriented shows can make for an interesting month.
Man, Disneycember. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. That would
Disneycember, American Horror Story.
Yeah, that would be a little odd, but maybe. We'll see. It is something where it's like, yeah, man, it is getting tougher adding like more stuff to it. But thank God Disney just keeps buying stuff. So yeah, hopefully I'll help out.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, who was the worst Spider-Man movie villain? Topher Grace as Venom, Paul Giamatti as Rhino, Dane DeHaan as Harry Osborn, or Jamie Foxx as Electro?
Probably Dane DeHaan. Because I've seen the guy in other movies. He can be fun. He can be a real fun time. You have him as a Spider-Man villain. You can do so much with this. And then just putting him as like kind of Green Goblin and kind of Harry's son and everything. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. That was not the right choice. And they didn't do it well anyway.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, who was the... Oh, I just read that, sorry. The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you ever do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for Freak Show Cinema?
I did an old versus new of it. And I feel like everything I want to say about the movie is there. So probably not.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a movie you thought had an amazing premise, but didn't go far enough with it? Two I can think of are Yesterday, a movie in which only one man remembers the Beatles and tries to pass off their songs as his own, and The Invention of Lying. Neither are terrible movies, they just feel like standard romantic comedies with wildly creative setups.
Aren't those both Ricky Gervais too? I think.
I
could be
know.
wrong. One that's jumping to mind, I'm not saying this is the best example, but I always thought Christmas with the Cranks was a good idea. I love the idea of this whole town celebrates Christmas. They all have these decorations, and just one doesn't. And the town all looks at them like, what the hell are they doing? And they try to like pressure them into doing it. Like, there's a funny idea in there, but then like, they're the bad guys. Like the couple not playing at the Christmas decorations are the bad guys. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I thought that was the one where I'm like, oh, this could have worked.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. What would you say are your top 3 video games from your childhood? Doesn't matter if it's Nintendo, Sega, or whatever else.
Super Castlevania would be on there. Maybe Super Metroid, because I remember the first time I was playing a game and I was like, in a weird way, getting into the story. Like, oh my god, there's a story going on, and it kind of sneaks its way in. Like you're not even aware it's going on. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other one. Okay, I'm terrible at this game, but Dr. Mario, and I never played it. But my mom and dad did all the time. They would fight each other all the time playing that game. That's always a fun memory.
So I didn't actually have a system in our house until the Sega Dreamcast.
Wow, okay.
I know, right? But I did play on SNES and NES with like my cousin. So like I have fond memories of playing Zelda with my cousin and like Mario Kart with my cousin, or like GoldenEye with my neighbors and things like that. But like when I first got my Dreamcast, I was all about Crazy Taxi, Samba de Amigo, which is like a rhythm game.
Oh, okay.
And oh gosh, what else? I think a fighting game, Dead or Alive. It might have been Dead or Alive. There was a fighting game that my brothers and I played all the time. So
yeah, I played that and Crazy Taxi on as well. Man, yeah, they were so much fun.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. What was a movie that you try to watch but you fall asleep because it was so boring to you? Have you tried to watch it multiple times and still get the same result?
Camelot. And I acknowledge it's a good movie. I'm glad I sat through the whole thing, but I think 3 times is what it took to finally get through it, because I'm just like, because I like the King Arthur story, I love Excalibur, I like Sword in the Stone, I like all that. I was just not getting into this at all, and everyone's saying it's a classic, it's great. I'm like, all right. And finally, when I got to the end, I'm like, all right, that was good. I see what it's doing. But man, I don't know if I would sit through it again.
This is going to be an embarrassing confession for me because I love Dark Knight with all my little nerdy heart, but I fell asleep twice when I tried to watch Dark Knight Rises. I had to watch it a 3rd time before I could actually... Uh-oh, we lost Doug. I think it's Doug that we've lost. Oh.
Oh, no!
Oh, wait, you're coming
Can
back?
you hear me?
You're coming back? Hold on. You're frozen?
Yeah, I think I lost you.
Well, there you are. You're pixelated, but you're here. Welcome back.
Can you make me out okay?
You're pixelated, but you're here. Welcome back.
I'm like seeing me on delay here. I'm just like,
yeah,
that the whole time.
Yeah. I freaked out for a second.
Sorry about that.
Because on Monday night, my internet completely crashed. So I was like, oh God, is that me? It wasn't me this time.
Okay. Oh, wasn't my? Okay, weird. All right. Well, sorry about that. Anyway, Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it's a piece of shit, so I agree.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. For the Beauty and the Beast live, it's a mess, but I loved all of the dancing. It's bizarre, lol, and the costumes are really interesting. It's incredibly cheesy as hell, but kind of enjoyable.
I gotta sit down and watch the whole thing. I shouldn't judge it until I see the whole thing. But I do appreciate that they're definitely trying something different. It is experimental. I like that. But they're trying to market it as one of these like live things. It's like, here's Martin Short and David Allen Greer as, Cogsworth and Lumiere and stuff. Here we go. Like, we're going to do the show. And they don't really. They do something like really different and weird. But I don't know. I got to sit down and watch the whole thing.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm not sure you know this, but Ron Perlman is voicing Optimus Primal in Transformers Rise of the Beast. He has done the voice for the character before in another show called Transformers Power of the Primes. That show was okay in my opinion. Mark Hamill was in that show.
Yeah, I mean, Ron Perlman's awesome, man. So yeah, no notes here.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen the latest Red Letter Media video where they finally watch Nuki? Nuki is... well, imagine Mac and Me, but with even less of a budget and story.
Oh yeah, Brad talked about that long time ago. No, I haven't watched Red Letter Media in a while. A lot of YouTube stuff I'm behind on, so I'm sure they had a blast with it.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you ever consider playing the Uncharted games if you haven't yet?
I hear they're good.
You might get a kick out of them, Doug, although some of the puzzles you might get frustrated at, but you might get a kick out of them.
Okay, all right. Yeah, might do that down the line. We'll see.
John Discordia, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I was curious if there was anywhere we could watch previous streams if they're archived at all. I'd love to see your live stream of Kingdom Hearts, but it wasn't there for it. But I wasn't there for it, sadly. Yeah, I mean, you can watch the videos, 60 days, I believe? 60 days.
Something like that,
from their broadcast date. And we've kind of talked more and more about maybe putting a couple of those up, because I'm surprised by how many people are like, where are the archive streams?
Yeah, we're looking into it. We're looking into it.
Right, because there's issues with copyrights with music, specifically with games like Kingdom Hearts. I know people do it, but there's issues with copyrights and things like that. So
it is one of those things where it's like, even if like somebody posts it, like just because you can see it doesn't mean there's not shit going on behind the scenes to get it up there and
True.
keep it up there and fights back and forth and stuff like that. That doesn't mean we're not going to do it. It's like that's one of the major issues though. So but we're looking more into it.
But also, please don't watch them from someone else on YouTube. I know there's a couple of channels that keep stealing our streams and putting them on YouTube. Please don't give people who are stealing our content attention and views. Thank you. Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. I had just recently watched all the episodes of Video Game Confessions, and I'm wondering if there were any other game characters you would have liked to have done episodes on, but never got around to, like Luigi, Banjo-Kazooie, Kirby, Bubsy.
I think Kirby was one I was thinking about doing, and I mean now I think it's way too late, but I don't have the hair or anything. But I did joke that the big reveal at the end of the last one, whatever character it was that he doesn't work at this place, that he was hiding out, and he's not even British. That's why the accent was so in and out. Yeah, and actually, even on top of that, the more I think about it, I don't even think I could do the voice anymore. Even just a high-pitched screaming voice for the NC, people are always like, that's really cool, you're doing more positive reviews. It's like, yes, the direction I kind of wanted to go, but on top of that, I just can't scream much anymore. So yeah, it's like I kind of have to go this route too.
And we are actually going to have to pick it up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite crossover episode in a TV show? For me, I think it was Codename Kid Next Door / Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Man, I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. I don't know. I'll get back to you. I have to look that up.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever heard of the character actor Dick Shawn? He played the hippie character in the original Producers, Ethel Merman's son Sylvester in It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, and Snow Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus. He was such an enjoyable performer. I wish he had appeared in even more big titles.
I know who you're talking about, but just from the roles you listed. But yeah, I the name didn't necessarily ring a bell. But I remember it being really, really funny.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you checked out the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared show, or at least the YouTube series?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's very, very funny. That's a very, very good show. I haven't seen all of it, but the chunks I saw were pretty great.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave in Living Color sketch.
I like the one where Jim Carrey gets hypnotized to only cluck like a chicken, as a fun little thing, but then the hypnotist dies, and years later it's all he can do, and he's homeless, and he's just trying to order food, and he can't do it, he can only cluck. That was pretty great.
Max, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry if this was asked before, but what were your thoughts on Del Toro's Pinocchio? For me, it was the best adaptation I've seen, though that's not saying much.
Yeah, but no, I really liked it. I thought it was really creative and different to use World War II as the setting and a way of getting the themes across and everything, but it still worked and tied in a lot better than what that Nutcracker 3D was doing.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Sesame Street sketch with Robert De Niro and Elmo?
I don't think so. I
No.
gotta check that out. That sounds pretty funny.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Freak Show Cinema for Megan.
I gotta see it first.
Sam the Goblin, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry if this has been asked before, but was the last action hero review meant to be a joke on the critic not understanding it's meant to be a parody?
Oh no, I know it was a parody. I just didn't think it was a very good parody. I don't know. That film never worked for me, and everyone. That's one that had a big switch because everyone used to hate that movie and make fun of how terrible it was, and then suddenly it got this big following and people really like it. So yeah, I was one of those that never really got into it. I get the jokes, I just don't think they're that funny.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What's the inspiration for the voices of Chester and Doe?
I think when I did I think the Cloverfield review, maybe I was just imitating people screaming oh my god, we're all gonna die, and I'm I like this voice, let me do something with that. So it just kind of came from that.
And I tried to do something similar but different and also morphs into Midwest Mom really fast. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I watched the music video for Land of Confusion by Genesis for the first time last month. It was so ugly, it made me giggle like a schoolgirl all throughout. Have you guys ever watched a music video / film that gave you guys the same reaction?
like something was so Garbage Pail Kids, the movie. I just thinking of it just makes me like ugh, like cringe up.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you could do some reviews for the original Disney classics? Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Mary Poppins would be great reviews.
Some people have said like, oh, you gotta do like all the Renaissance movies and stuff. You're almost like halfway there, and it's like maybe. I mean, it wasn't intentional, but I guess it's working out okay.
Excuse me. Irish DC, thank you for the 100 bits. Imagine a new Home Alone with Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern as they are now, Macaulay Culkin as he is, and directed by Martin Scorsese.
I'd love to see them do that idea Chris Columbus was talking about, where Kevin's trying to break in to the reformed home of those burglars. I think that'd be very, very funny.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut review when?
I've thought about it. I don't know what way to talk. Like maybe as a freak show cinema. I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting film. It's another one that kind of changes over time a little bit.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, this year for Christmas, will you review All of the Other Reindeer as an NC review? It has some funny moments, and I just simply love it because it's simple, but it works for me. That is, I love Olive, Martini the Penguin, and the Postman voiced by Dan C. Homer Simpson.
I'll try to check it out. I still haven't seen it, but I have heard good things about it. And real quick, I remember my favorite crossover. It's a weird one. In Animaniacs, they would just switch up the characters. They'd have like Mindy and the Brain and like Slappy with Yakko and Wacko. It sounds so simple, but it was really funny and really clever. And I just remember that like, wow, that was such a crazy simple idea, but I absolutely loved it. So I guess it's that one.
Cool Tate, thank you for that 22-month subscription. Welcome back. Hey, I was wondering if you still do Dark Toons that you would put Fairly Odd Parents Light out. And thank everyone for awesome channel.
I was not aware of that one. I will try to check it out.
Jordan, thank you for the 100, or John, sorry. Wow, did my brain read that as Jordan?
Yeah.
John Discordia, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you or anyone else in Channel Awesome played D&D? And if so, what race and class do you think you'd be?
Ayana is like a diehard.
She's
even like
an amazing DM. Yes, she DMs professionally. That's like part of her job.
Yeah.
She's an amazing DM.
I've tried once or twice to do it. I can't follow it. I don't know. It doesn't click with me. I admire people who do. So many friends like it and stuff. It never grabbed me for some reason. I don't know. I can't get into it.
I've done a couple, but never actually finished a campaign. Because adults with schedules is hard.
Yeah.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
I have it on the list. It's another one where it's like, man, I love to talk about this movie. I don't know how well it would do. Again, we do kind of want to get, we want to make sponsors happy too and stuff like that. But yeah, we had a blast with it. I'm not saying it's good, but we had a blast with it.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. What if one year you just decide to replace Disney-cember with DreamWorks-cember? I know that's a huge stretch, but I just kind of miss DreamWorks-uary.
I'm looking into maybe doing another one because I think enough time has passed where it's like, yeah, I can probably, fill out the days or pretty close to it. So that's another one I'm looking into.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was the most annoying character for you in Land Before Time? I know it's a good movie, Sarah, but there has to be at least one character, Sarah, that annoyed you. Those characters, Sarah, do a lot of dumb things. At least one of them had to make you roll your eyes, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. I personally didn't like the pterodactyl Petrie. And Sarah.
All right, that was pretty funny. I don't remember disliking a character. If there was one that I guess would be close, I guess it'd be Sarah, just because that's the idea. She's kind of like the antagonist, yeah, I don't remember disliking anyone.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the movie Pleasantville?
Oh, I like it. It's a little on the nose, but it's still clever and kind of fun. It was a perfect teen rebel movie because I saw it when I was a teen. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, fight the power, fight the blah, blah, blah. So I really liked it then. I liked how creative it did its message. But it is one of those where I'm like, yeah, it's a little obvious now, but I think it's still pretty clever.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you have any plans for maybe a Madagascar month? Madagascar 1, 2, 3, and Penguins of Madagascar?
I thought about maybe just doing the movies, like all the Madagascar movies, in one video because I do like those movies. I never saw the Penguin one all the way through, so I have to watch that. But yeah, the R3 I really like.
Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, my last question is, I have 450 subs on YouTube, and I want to know if you have any advice to grow a channel.
Man, now it's tricky because it's so oversaturated. The best advice I can always give is do it because you're enjoying it, because there is a lot stacked against you. So you want to be sure if you look back and it doesn't go anywhere, you're like, I'm glad I still did that because that's what I enjoy. And if it does take off and become a big thing, you'll be all the more thankful and you'll know how to handle it right and stuff like that. But it's usually the best advice I can give because I got started like 15, maybe 16 at this point years ago. I don't know if I'm the best person to ask now because we're maintaining it. We're not getting it from the start. You know what I mean? In recent days.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, for your Disney December review of Fun and Fancy Free, the creepy man and his puppets were classic ventriloquist Edgar Bergen and his dummies Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snurd. He was pretty popular at the time and was even a big inspiration for Jim Henson. Jim even gave him a long cameo in the first Muppets movie as a tribute to him after his death.
I know, that's another example. If I could go back and review it again, I know who that guy was. I was making a joke just to be funny, and I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't do that now.
John Discordia, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you ever consider playing the Persona games? I know they're a bit of a time investment, but with 3 and 4 and 5 releasing on modern platforms soon, it'd be good timing and a chance to see some of the best narratives in gaming.
Maybe. I don't know anything about them, so might be an idea.
I love Persona 5, but Doug, I can guarantee you would hate it. It is turn-based.
Okay.
It took me about 130 hours to beat because I did it while streaming. I mean, it's an amazing story, amazing music, great characters. You would hate the combat.
I believe you. I totally believe you. Maybe I'll watch like a playthrough or something.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgia critic for Hercules. I feel like it would be worth it just for the excuse of the "it looks like Vegas" joke from Oni Plays.
Oh no, totally. I've thought about that. One, it's one of those movies where I do wonder what I would think of it now. Like there's a part of me, I'm like, maybe I would like it now. Maybe I would like how weird it is and how these things, you know, it kind of clash. But I don't know. So yeah, I thought about it. I've definitely put some thought into that.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. In a perfect world, which animated show would you like to see yourself or the NC be parodied in? South Park or The Simpsons?
It's weird because South Park would be funnier, but Simpsons would be nicer. So definitely South Park.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Jeff Daniels performances.
Top 3, Jesus. Gettysburg, he's so good in that. The toilet scene from Dumb and Dumber, hands down. And after that, man, I'm trying to think. Like, he is a really good actor, but I'm trying to think of like movies he's in. I was like, yeah, that's good. What's that show he was in? That was kind of like broadcast news a little bit. I'm blanking on the name of it. There's a clip that went viral about like pointing out the problems with America because he's supposed to give the generic why America's the best country, and he's a total cynic, so he just lays into like all the problems and stuff like that. But it was well written.
The Newsroom. Thank you, Irish DC.
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen bits and pieces. I really liked him in that.
Irish DC, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you have the Dark Toons series, which is about dark toons meant for toddlers, but have you thought about those that were for older kids? Naughty's Cartoon Network, but still stood out as dark or morbid?
I've thought about it. You know, it's like, do I, advance it? Do I talk about it more? I think there's just more of a funny angle, talking about something that was kind of meant for kids, or the family, I should say, and has a really dark spin to it. But I don't know. There's a couple times where I've thought about, maybe I can expand this into something else.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank the shows Home Movies, Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, and South Park from favorites to least favorite?
Oh my God. Probably Home Movie. Well, okay, Home Movies and Bob's Burgers would be a tie for first. That's the best I can play right now.
All right, cool. And I think we have some time for some highlighted messages.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Oh, we did finish. Oh, you know what? Say those again then. Well, what's the list again? A Home Movie, South Park, Bob's Burgers, and what's the other one?
Simpsons.
Okay. I'll of those. Okay, home movies and Bob's Burgers are tied for first, then Simpsons next, and then South Park. There you go.
All right, cool. Elite Gamer says, Happy New Year. Hello, Heather and Doug. I hope you both are doing well. Just a game recommendation for you, Doug. All you need is an Xbox 360 to play Heather's favorite game of all time, the B-movie game. You know, just because. Sorry, Heather. I couldn't resist.
We will definitely look very much into that. Yes.
Oliver Dreamwalker says, Doug, even though Makoto Shinkai's Your Name is a really pretty movie, there's this one plot hole that someone pointed out that kind of ruins the whole story. How did both protagonists never once check a calendar during all of that?
I feel like there was more than one plot hole in there, honestly. I don't remember the story. Like, it's one of those super complicated stories that was clearly just to fuel the idea. You know what I mean? And so... And yeah, they did try to buckle down on a lot of the technicals, but I'm just like, it didn't bother me too much. I mean, to me, the initial idea was kind of the focus of it.
I know a guy says, your next review, is it Gay Paris, sorry, the one with Judy Garland?
No.
Lord R. Wolfen says, yo, dudes, I'm going to be graduating soon with an associate's in liberal arts. Congratulations!
Congrats,
That's awesome.
Man. Awesome.
Anyways, films for the NC, The Quest, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, and First Kid, starring Sinbad.
First Kid, maybe. The Quest, I don't think anyone's gonna know what that is or click on the video. Maybe someone know First Kid. If not, I think they would just see Sinbad and say, oh, this gotta be interesting.
Blabble says, what are your thoughts on V for Vendetta?
That's one I gotta see again, because I don't remember disliking it when it first came out, but it didn't grab me necessarily either. But lots happened since that movie came out. So I don't know, even just the idea of like that face took on a whole different identity, like on the internet and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to go back and revisit it. I think I have it on the list as a movie to actually go back and discuss, because it would be very interesting years later to look back on it.
The comic's better. No.
I believe you, honestly.
Master Mario says, would you rather be kicked in the groin by a horse or have your face ripped off by a monkey?
I mean, I think the groin. I mean, it would suck, but, you know, is something as beautiful as this can't be touched by a monkey.
Power Gamer says, Doug, you say you don't like to make fun of other YouTubers, but then why did you say all those mean things about the angry video game nerd?
He's not a YouTuber, he's a hack.
It's a bit. Dom Klein says, I'm not sure how much of this is a spoiler. I'm with you on Puss in Boots. Other reviewers were like, oh, the twist was so well done. It was given away in the first line. I didn't read all of it because I didn't want to spoil anything, I guess.
Yeah, no, so it's definitely a story where it's like you already know what the lesson's gonna be.
Okay.
But it's fine. It's a good lesson. It's how are they gonna explore it? How are they gonna dive into it? What are we gonna learn about these characters? It's like going into Pinocchio and being like, oh, is the lesson don't lie? I didn't know that going into it. Everybody knows that going into it. It's how it's done, you know, kind of thing.
All right, and I think that's going to do it for us today, y'all. It is 8 o'clock. So thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super appreciate it. We do have content here 6 days a week. So come on back. Tomorrow, Tamara will be on. Friday, Malcolm's going to be on maybe in the afternoon, depending on his computer situation. Doug will be back on Friday. We do have Awesome Comics and Coffee this Saturday. And if you want to come hang out with us for Awesome Comics and Coffee, your homework is to watch the first 2 episodes of Bad Batch Season 2. Okay, that's what we're talking about towards the end of stream there. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Can you be sure, Heather, that you'll be here next week? I'm sure I just became your worst enemy, Heather. I just couldn't resist. Thanks. Anyway, we're going to go raid Tamra and say hello to her. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone, and we will see you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.